Hello everybody, this is the final section that I want to go over from the inheritance concept, and this is where, or in this lecture, I will show you how we can not only write our parent class and child class, but then also access some of the members and also see the use of super keyword. So let's go ahead and start off with some very basic program just to show you so that we can wrap our brains around as to what is happening before we get into some more of the more complex programs with commission and base commission and things like that. So first off, I had created a class called parent class, and in the parent class I basically added simple variables, a simple variable called age, and then I have a show my info and I have a system out print line, and these are the two information that I want to write in my show my info that is in my parent class. Now I would then create a child class. Now remember, as soon as I create a child class, I would extend from the parent, so everything that I have written in my parent is now being inherited in the child class. But look what I had done. Inside my child class, I also have another variable called age, and I also have another method called show my info. Now look at this method. The method that I have written over here is the same method as my parent class method. Now if I would change this thing to a separate method name, then it's no problem. I would just say, okay, if I create something out of this particular subclass, I would just use the object name and call that method, no problem. But if I have something which is an overloaded method which has the same name, I can still be able to access everything from here and also from here, and that's the point, and I wanted to show you how to use the keyword super. Alright, so now in my show my info, these are my information, very same as my parent one, but I just changed the message over here. And then inside I developed a few other methods. The first one is my method, and inside I would actually create an object of the first object of my child class. So first is an object out of my child class, and then I would associate my object and then show my info. So as soon as I do that, of course this object is now tied with the show my info. Now I also have a show my info because I would like to refer to this info, and the way I do it is by using the keyword super. Okay, so if I have two overloaded methods, okay, I can still access the method of the parent class by just associating or calling the method or using the keyword super and then associating that with show my info. And then I have a system out print line which is value of the variable named not num but age in child class and age in parent class. Okay, so the first one is first.age, so that's my object.age, and the second one, which is nothing but my parent, is again being called with the use of the keyword super. Alright, so now in my test class, look what I did. I created another object called second. Okay, and now this time I am associating that object with my method. And where am I getting my method? I'm actually getting it from this child class. Okay, now let's run it and see what I get from here. Alright, so let's start off. So as soon as I call this second my method, it actually goes to this one. Okay, so I go to this child class, and this is where I would actually create this one called second, right? So I would call this method called my method. So if I come over here, see second my method. So in my method, what I do is I say first dot show info. Okay, so then this is my first one, which is my showing info. That's why I'm getting I am the child, my age is 16. So this is the part that is coming from there. Then I say super show info. So then I'm coming over here and say, okay, I'm the parent and my age is 55. Okay, and then I have this system out print line first, okay, which is age 16, and super, which is age 55. So 16 and 55. So in my test class, when I call this second, okay, so as soon as I associate that object called second my method, this is where it is going. Okay, so second my method, and then inside my method I have all these things. I have first, and then show my info, super, show my info. Okay, now I can even do something like this, just like I have my over here. Let's say I do this, and instead of first I'm going to say second and this. Now you see the problem is, let me just so now this is the part that I was getting from my first one, but as soon as I say second show my info, this is what I'm getting from here. So again, I'm associating this one because again it is going back to my child class and saying, okay, let's get my info that I have over here. And of course, when I say super, okay, I cannot access it from here, and that is why I'm getting this error right here. Okay, so if I try to compile this now, then I'm going to say errors exit, and if I do proceed, it says unresolved. I cannot get this super from here. Okay, now I can get the super from this part. Okay, now as I said earlier, now let's look into a little more of the program, which is a little more complicated than the first one, which was the very basic. I'm going to say not save, close this one out, and close this one out. So now let's look into the program that we have seen before. So here is my public class commission employee, and here are my first name, last name, social security, gross, and commission rate. And again, I have this constructor. This is where I pass all these parameters. This is where I check to make sure that the gross sales is not a negative value, the commission lies within this value, and then I associate everything that I catch through this constructor and assign from here. And then I have my get first name, last name, returning, and then get social security number. Setting the gross sales again cannot be negative, and then setting the value over here. And then I have my gross sales. I'm returning my gross sales, and this is my set commission rate, and this is trying to tell me again the condition that I'm trying to associate with the commission rate. And then I'm going to return my commission rate, and then get commission rate. Returning earnings is commission rate times gross sales, and you have my string method. Right now, this is the one that would extend from the commission. So remember, this is now becoming my child class, and my commission is my parent class. So this is my child class, and in child class I again am defining another constructor right here, so with string first name, and then doing pretty much the same thing. Okay, base salary, set salary, again base salary, my earnings. But look the use of super earnings. So not only once I create the object out of my child, I can definitely access everything from the child, but I can also access things from the parent as well by utilizing the word super. Okay, so that's what I'm doing over here. And then in my test, the only thing I'm doing is I'm creating an object and passing the value, and then using some system out print line. But then again, I am using this employee set salary. Remember, this employee is an object out of the base plus commission employee, which is this child class. Okay, and if I want to get the super, so let's run this thing, and you will see that initially my first method, Bob Lewis, with my social security, with my gross, and then updated employees Bob Lewis with my base salary adjusted to 1,000, which is over here. Okay, so you are seeing the use of the super earnings, and this is what is giving you everything from this earnings right over here. All right, so that's the use of the keyword super, which is also explained in the previous one where I called it the parent, the child, and the test. Last but not the least, I would like to now show you a couple things that I thought was kind of important to keep in mind. A few notes. A subclass inherits all the members, fields, methods, and nested classes from the superclass. So remember, my subclass is my child class, my superclass is my parent class. Constructors are not members, so they are not inherited by superclasses. But the constructor of the superclass can be invoked from the subclass, and the way you do it is by using the keyword super. Okay, so the super keyword is similar to this. So these are my scenarios. So it is used to differentiate the members of the superclass and the subclass if they have the same names. And also remember what I said over here, you cannot, the constructors are not members and they're not inherited. However, they can be invoked by the keyword super. So that constructor that I have written in my parent class or my super class can be invoked by the use of this keyword called super. So then I have super variable I can use and super method that I can use, which would allow me to get that. And these are the different kinds of inheritance that you would see. This one is a single inheritance. So you have class A, maybe this is my parent class, this is my child class. So class B, my child inherits from my parent. Look at the direction of the arrow. It kind of goes from the bottom to the top, because remember, this is the class that is inheriting everything from the parent class. So I have a public class A, and then my code is going to be public class B is going to be extending from A. I can also have multi-level inheritance. So class A, B, and C. C is inheriting from B, and B is inheriting from A. So I have an A, I have a B extending from A, I have a C extending from B. So C is extending from B, and B is extending from A. You can also have hierarchical inheritance, where you have class A but B's inheriting from it as well as C. So I'm getting class A, public, class B extending A, C extending A. Now this is the part that Java does not allow. So this is not quite hierarchical, it is actually reversed. So what I'm trying to tell over here is class C can inherit from multiple classes, and that is not possible. Okay, so this is not allowed in Java. So C cannot extend from both A and B. However, this is absolutely okay. So class A, B is inheriting from class A, and C is inheriting from class A. Hopefully this gives you enough information to go through the chapter or go through the inheritance and be able to complete the assignment. Thank you.